I'm Kevin Casey. I'm a professional mixed martial arts fighter. And right now what I'm about to do is issue a warning out to all other competitors.
I like my money. I'm kind of pro-gun.
I don't want overs. I just expect them to happen.
Fatty's gonna fatty is real.
He is terrible!
I only go quick because I don't give a fuck about anything that's gonna happen on Saturday.
God, fuck, I fucked that up.
And we're back, folks. Welcome to this week's edition of the MMA Analysis podcast. It's going to be a little bit different this week's. Hopefully better than worse. You'll find out soon. New Sean, we're introducing you first. This is something new. What's going on here?
I don't know. We're decimated. We're dropping like flies. If I'm introduced first, you know it's an interesting night.
You were like the New York Mets or something. Everyone's getting hurt, right?
Yep.
I mean, Lance has had AIDS forever.
Forever. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
I mean, if it hasn't happened yet, it's going to be happening soon. Yeah. Wes, what's going on with all these Kentucky Wildcats? Is the entire team being drafted tomorrow? What's going on?
Man, like we was talking before the show, I think my boy Fox is starting to get into some people's heads, man.
Wait a second, Wes. I got breaking news here. Breaking news. The Pacers have traded Paul George.
Oh.
The Pacers have traded Paul George.
L.A.?
The Rockets.
What?
For Ryan Anderson, I don't know what they're thinking. Patrick Beverly and a 2018 first-round pick.
Oh, that's a
Patrick Beverly is incensed about being traded and said Houston will regret this dearly.
Oh, shit.
I know our boy SB John, he's a big Patrick Beverly fan, big Rockets fan. That's going to be a 1-year rental, is what that is. The Rockets are going for a title next year.
Yeah, that is,
I like it. Paul George and,
we are breaking news here on the MMA Analysis, and let's break up some more news. We have a new addition to our show this week. I heard there's a rumor that this guy is going to be doing play-by-play and color commentary for an MMA card near you. Mr. California, Dougie, how are you today?
Big thanks, guys. Big thanks. It's max bet season. It's max bet season, so you know how we do.
That's the only season. There's only one. Max bet.
One does not simply max bet.
It's everything. It's the only way.
Oh, boy.
The Lord blesses them, man. The Lord blesses them.
I am happy to be here. This is a good thing.
Well, we hope so, too. All right. Since we got a packed show this week, let's talk a little bit about last Saturday's card in former, I guess we could call him former co-host Lance Fischel's favorite city, Singapore. We'll start with the prelims. I'm not sure how many anybody really cares to talk about, but at least some of them were entertaining fights. We'll start at the bottom. Lucy Pudilova won a decision over Chio Yu and Kim. Naoki Inoue beat Carl Jr.'s Dave Thomas. That badass catchweight fight. Both those guys debuted. Russell Doan had a nice sweet knockout over Kwan Ho Kwok, and a nice resilient win from him. China GOAT MMA fighter Li Jingling beat Frank Camacho by decision. Ulka Sasaki did some things to Justin Scoggins experience over and over and over again. Another submission loss for Scoggins. Alex Bruce Leroy Caceres won by doctor stoppage after the second round. Walt Harris with a quick KO over Cyril Asker. And Takanori Gomi fought and did, unfortunately, this decade Takanori Gomi type of things, getting submitted really quickly against, I believe that's an MMA Lab guy, right?
You know
John
it.
Tuck? Yeah, you know it. We know he probably celebrated with a chicken parm sandwich afterwards. So guys, anything stand out from those fights to you? I assume there's going to be some Justin Scoggins chatter going on here. Let's start with you, Wes. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think the Inoue dude on the prelims showed a little bit of promise, man. Really fun to watch. That was a great fight with Carl Jr.'s Dave Thomas.
He's got to finish that, though.
Yeah. Hopefully that comes, man. He's still really young. I think like 22, 12-0 now. Japan.
If you can't even finish a quarter pounder, how are you going to get your real meals?
Yeah, you got to be able to put away a double stack, man, if you want to move up. Hell of a knockout from Russell Doan. That was awesome. Yeah, man, Justin Scoggins, dude, I tell you, I don't like Dougie said, snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. I've never seen anybody do it better. I don't get what he was thinking, man. He's just destroying him on the feet and just wants to. He always seems like he wants to get into somebody else's wheelhouse, man. I just don't get it. It's something in a guy's head because the dude's got skills just all over the place, man. I don't see how you could ever trust a dollar on Justin Scoggins again, like ever. Bet that dude at your own peril. Walt Harris took care of business, and Taka Norigomi needs to hang him up, man. That's just sad to see.
Agreed. Dougie, do you think it's possible that Justin Scoggins enjoys being choked out? Is that a possibility?
Autoerotic asphyxiation? Is that what he's into?
No, I don't think he enjoys it. I think he's just as surprised every time that it happens, even though now none of us are. But because he seems like genuinely upset at himself, but it's like, dude, like you started grappling with the grappler. Like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, honestly, that was West Coast. I'm West Coast time, and that thing was like 1:30 in the morning. So I woke up literally at the start of round 2 of that fight. Like I just like popped awake, turned it on, and that's what was going on. And so I didn't even get to see him like doing well. I saw him initiate a scramble and get choked out, and was like, yeah, like that was normal.
Seems about right.
Things are going about how I assumed they'd go right now. Like, I had the over in that fight, and I barely hit the over because he didn't fuck up quite that quick. But, like, honestly, I was so happy because that guy came off a couple years ago as such a dick when Creepy got sick, and he started trying to talk shit. No, he missed weight. And then Creepy didn't want to take the fight, and so he started talking a bunch of shit. And it's like...
Yeah, he can't be talking
in the meantime,
shit
he's gotten choked out 3 straight times. So, like, karma has, like, really come back on that guy for being a douche.
In a big way.
But man, that was fucking nice to see. It was nice to see that dickhead get his shit choked out again.
He seemed a little too happy on Twitter, like, 12 hours later.
Oh, he liked that tweet I sent out about him snatching
I seen that.
I was like, because I put out another tweet about him before that wasn't as kind. But I think I was talking some shit about him, so he probably saw that one too.
Yeah, he's got to go to a sports psychiatrist or something because it's all in his head. His corner was yelling at him to get up. Like he's got a block there where he just puts himself in the worst possible situations ever.
Because he's really good otherwise.
Yeah. He was absolutely destroying him.
So he was.
He beat up Randy Barr.
Oh, he was wrecking Sasaki.
Yeah, dude. He looked great. I mean, he looked as good as he ever could have looked, man.
And it was the weirdest thing. Like, everybody's watching, and everybody's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Every single person. And we're like, this is going to end bad. This is going to end bad. And then there it is.
It's like Rumble wrestling.
Pretty much.
What are we fucking doing here?
Yeah, it's honestly, it was exactly like when Rumble started wrestling Cormier in the second fight. Everybody's like, what the fuck is going on? What are we doing?
You're like, You're gonna out wrestle the 2-time Olympian.
Yeah.
Okay, this is gonna go well.
Yeah. Other than Scoggins, I think Camacho. We didn't think he was that good. I mean, he showed toughness in this fight, but I think he's going to be one of those guys where he looks good getting beat up because he was still there. I mean, he wasn't looking good, but he was just still there. I still don't think he's that good, and Jangalang almost took his leg clean off, so that was awesome to see.
Jangalang's so fun, man.
Yeah.
That dude is so fun to watch.
Dude just bites down on his mouthpiece and fucking throws.
He's really evolved. His fucking nickname is the Leech because he used to just fucking grab dudes and try to hold them down.
Yeah.
And like he figured out how to box and has become like a highly competent hands thrower. Like and
incredible
and like just striker in general. Yeah, like he comes fucking he bites down on his mouthpiece and goes to work.
He's the China goat.
Yep. Easily.
He is their Yao Ming. All right, moving on to the main card. I'll keep these questions and make this quick. 1 to 10, 10 being the best. How do you grade the Rafael dos Anjos Tarek Saffiedine fight? I'll start with Nushan, and we'll move forward.
It's kind of tough for me because we were fucking live broadcasting, so I wasn't paying complete attention, and I was also not. I might have been on some PEDs, so there was spurts of good stuff, but generally it was pretty boring. I'll give it like a 3 or a 4.
All right, Wes, you might have been on PEDs too, but not as many as Nushan. So I'm hoping your grade is a little more similar to mine.
Well, there was like Sean said, I wasn't paying as that close attention, but Rafael was doing some pretty good stuff in the fight, I thought. So I'd probably go more of a 5 or a 6, but I thought most of the good stuff in that fight was Dos Anjos.
Generous.
Yeah, Dougie, maybe you're.
He's like the opposite.
Well, like
maybe I had way too many PDs.
A 10 is you're beating the champion, right?
10 is
an exciting fight.
A 10 is like a Robbie Lawler, Rory McDonald kind of masterpiece fight.
That was like a hyper technical like stand up fight. I think that like technique wise, that thing was like an 8 or something, but it's hard to look good and do good shit against Tarek Saffiedine. He's got kind of like a negative style. Like
yeah,
he
and
just
that's what
like
we said.
everything he does makes you look bad. He's got a weird rhythm. He's good at stand up. He's hard to take down. He's got good counter jiu-jitsu if you do get him down. Like he's just like kind of a pain in the ass to fight, I think. So like I think he looked as good as you can in a debut fight at up a weight class. So, I give him like a 7, 8 because Tarek Saffiedine's hard to look good. Only guy that's really looked really good against him that I can remember off the top of my head is when Rory fucking slept him, and he's fought a lot of good dudes over the course of his career. So like, I don't know. I think Saffiedine's Dos Anjos is gonna run into an issue down the line with like a height type thing because I don't think of Saffiedine as a necessarily like huge 170er, but he's thicker than fuck. So like that'll carry him a long ways, and I think his takedown game is going to kind of have to go away. So if he can keep grinding with his stand-up style, he'll be a top 10-ish guy.
That's probably fair. All right. Colby Covington, next fight. Dominant decision win over the Dong. So I'm looking at the UFC rankings right now. So I'll just skip this. I'll just skip down a bit. We got Carlos Condit at 6. Okay, hasn't fought in forever now.
Retired,
sort of. Donald Cerrone is 7th. Gunnar Nelson is 8th. The Dong is 9. Colby Covington is now 10th.
Makes sense.
Dos Anjos is 11th. Usman is 12th. Thoughts? Yeah. Nushan.
Well, the ranking, we know is fucking stupid. I mean, just in general, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and who knows who these people are they're ranking. And a lot of it is more based on what you have actually done, even though fucking Covington just dummied Kim, and yet he's still ranked below him, so it's not even the case completely. But we know that Usman and Covington need to be ranked way higher. I mean, it's so easy to see. Covington was talking a pretty mean game before the fight, and after the fight, I mean, he did do extremely well. But his stand-up is still gonna give him problems if somebody can stuff some of his takedowns.
All right, so that list, maybe that's the question, Wes. Of that list, Cerrone, Nelson, the Dong, Covington, Dos Anjos, Usman. Give me your top three of those 6 guys. Cerrone, Nelson, Dong, Covington, Dos Anjos, Usman. Top 3.
I'm taking Usman on top of all those guys. I think that guy's the real. Just when people compare him and Covington, I think Usman's hands are just far and away past Covington at this point. So I'm taking Usman. Covington's got to be there, but I think Gunner's just still got that skill set, man, that's going to give anybody problems. And even Covington in that fight against Dong, like, there was like 3 or 4 times where he had his arms wrapped around like his hips and had his face like flat on the mat. And Dong was tapping him with some shots, man. And, if you get into those type of positions with Gunner, you know, that's a guy that's probably going to give you some problems. But man, Covington's wrestling is it's totally legit. And his hands are coming along, but they're just nowhere near Usman's, in my opinion. So I'm taking Usman over a lot of, even guys above that. I would take Usman over probably Condit, Magny, Masvidal. I'd give him a shot against Lawler. I gave him a shot against Thompson.
That puts him right there, man.
I think Usman's the real, man. I think that dude could have a belt one day.
All right, Dougie. So Wes is high on Usman. Covington, what is his ceiling here?
Championship level. I think he can get to title shots, and if he has the right matchup, he can win, and he still has upward trajectory. I think that his and Usman and Khabib and Askren, their game is the next kind of going to be the next dominant evolutionary MMA step, like whereas right now it's movement-based strikers. I think dudes that can chain wrestle like they do are going to become a nightmare, that have like maybe not pinning top game, but like you get up, you go back down, you get up, you go back down, you get up, you go back down, and then by the 3rd round you're fucked-ville.
I mean, it's kind of been that way with some guys. Like St. Pierre has been able to do that. There's been a few guys.
A pin guy, and he got into space and stuff. And I think it's going to be like when Covington gets his arms, like he gets that body cinch. You don't get out of that. Yeah. There's no getting out of that. And same with Khabib. And like these guys don't play jujitsu. They get on the back and they go to a ride and they pull your far post arm out. And like you can't do anything. Like it's pretty proven that when they lace up your inside leg and pull that far post out, you get to eat punches for fucking until they decide to like not throw punches anymore.
I still think it's the most dominant fighting that ever been and ever will be. Like
and like I think, but like his ability to go from the rear waist cinch to a double leg knee tap it's like a half movement. It's not even like a full movement that he can get under you like that. Nobody's been able to get under Kim like that before, and he did it at will. And so I think, but like, I agree with Wes that Usman's probably better than him right now. Who knows down the line because of his striking? I think he's better, but, I want to see him fight Gunner. I think Gunner's the fight because Gunner presents the problems that he's run into. Like, he got choked out by Worley. And, like, so you can't really stick your head on the outside on a double against Gunner because you'll probably get choked out. So, like, Gunner's probably also got better stand-up. So it'd be interesting to see that fight.
See if he can overcome those things at this point.
Yeah, because if he beats Gunner, it's like, ugh, God,
right there.
Sky's the limit
right there.
all of a sudden. Yeah.
It probably still is. He's gonna be like one of them dudes.
So the fact that I figured he'd have been ranked ahead of Gunner after this, but he's not. And so
he's not even ranked ahead
of
Kim.
You could sell that fight.
There's 18 guys doing rankings now. 18 guys.
Sell that fight to him. You know what I mean? And as to where like this is a step up still. You know what I mean? He's not going to be happy about it, but like if he gets to fight Gunner in Oregon because that's where he went to college or something like that, or like Seattle or something like they make him a co-main event with DJ on a thing against Gunner in Seattle or something like that. He'd get up for that, but he's going to be a problem. I don't know who's better than him or Usman, but those guys are the fucking next step.
Different.
It's different, Woodley is a counter wrestler, counter puncher, and he's not. I think Woodley could do it, but these guys have like endless gas tank type guy.
Yeah, Woodley does.
Covington doesn't get tired. Woodley gets tired after 4.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Trust me, I was live at his last fight. It was fucking brutal. After not getting to see Khabib, Tony, and then getting that fight, it was like, shoot me in the dick right now. Yeah, just shoot me in the dick right now. No,
Khabib, Tony was gonna be one of the all-timers, man. God.
All right, let's keep this next fight quick. We know the result. We saw how it played out. But what I'm curious about from each of you, how did you score that first round between Marcin Tybura and Andrei Arlovski? New Sean, go.
It's a 10-8. It was almost a 10-7. And the only reason I didn't say it was a 10-7 is because Arlovski landed a couple at the end. But, man, that really should have been stopped. I mean, Arlovski got absolutely mauled in that fight in the first round. And, yeah, I mean, that's a pretty easy 10-8. And then you give Tybura the third. So then whatever that adds. Yeah, there it is. 29-27.
Wes?
Yeah, that... I am about 10-8. That's a fucking 10-8. And I believe the new rules were in effect over there too. So that was absolutely a 10-8. It was probably a 10-7 under the new rules. Yeah, that's definitely.
Doggy?
The last bout that I had a bet on was Covington. So I went to sleep.
Nap.
All right. Well, Arlovski almost went to sleep,
I decided fuck Arlovski, fat guy, and fuck Beth Correa and Holm, and I wanted to sleep instead, and I haven't caught up on him, so
that's fair.
I don't have an opinion. That's valid.
Fair. All right. Final fight of the night. Holly Holm, after 12 minutes of nothing or so, actually 14 minutes of nothing, lands a head kick from hell that sends Betch falling to the mat.
Calling for the check.
New Sean, how do you rank that moment this year in MMA in terms of Betch calling for it? Less than 5 seconds later, gets put to the canvas. How good was that?
It was unbelievable, but the problem is it's too new to me right now because now I can remember the fucking absolute shit show was what was the 2 and a bit rounds before that makes it not as good. But if you just look at that with her asking for it and then just getting question mark kicked and smashed on the ground while she puts her hand up to ask a question, that was an absolute deadly, on point knockout by Holm. But yeah.
All right, Wes, how worried were you after that second round on your Holly Holm bet?
Oh man, very worried. Like I thought it was going to be 5 rounds of it, and leading up to the knockout, it arguably to me was the worst MMA I've ever seen, like ever, because they literally did nothing, like nothing at all. Holly Holm like hit the air about 500 times, and then like what happened and got Bish knocked out, I thought happened like in the first minute of You know, it just took her like 10 minutes for her brain to finally switch off. And yeah, like Sean said, that knockout's going to go on the highlight reel forever. Getting kicked like that and then raising her hand up like, check please, and then bow. Great knockout though. Definitely.
Yeah, that was fun. And since Dougie didn't see the fight, I'm not even going to ask him about it. So, all right, let's just move on to this week's card.
Fair.
We got a rare Sunday card. Not really sure why. I guess they didn't want to compete with Strikeator. I'm not sure I buy into that, but okay. Oklahoma City. First fight on the card. It looks like the fight order actually changed. I actually thought Martin and Case were the first fight. But it is, in fact, our boy, Jeremy Kimball, facing off against Josh Stansberry. Hell of an opening fight. New Sean, quick thoughts here. I know nobody wants to talk about this.
Very quick. I don't know. I'm struggling to even give a shit about this fight at all.
That's fair.
Yeah. I'll pick Stansberry, maybe. I don't really know. I'll flip a coin.
That's real hard-hitting analysis right there.
That is.
Wes, I hope you got something a little better than that.
Yeah, I don't think either of these dudes are like great or anything, but I think Stansberry just does about what Kimball does, but he does it all just a little bit better. Kimball just got, slick by DeLima last time out. I wouldn't bet Stansberry at no kind of juice like he is now, but I did put a small bet on the opener when he was minus 110. So, I think he gets a decision here.
Dougie, do you have any insight here?
I can't even pretend to know who these guys are.
Yeah, that's fine. That's completely fair. More of that, you could definitely replace Lance Fishel. So that's all.
Yeah, no, especially on this card again. Because I wasn't super prepared for this, but like, there's going to be a couple where I'm like, who?
There's no need to defend it. It's okay.
That's what most of our listeners do.
We're used to it.
Okay,
here.
good, cool. I mean, long time listener, first time caller.
Yeah. I'll hang up. I'll let you talk. Yeah, we got that. All right, I got both these guys a D-. Really low level fight for UFC standards. Stansberry, 7 years younger, 2-inch longer reach, and I think that is the pivotal point here. Stansberry, capable jab, can strike from distance, and I think that's enough against Jeremy Kimball to win the fight. Nothing extraordinary here. Decision, definitely is a possibility, but I'll take Stansberry, but this is a pass. Don't waste your money. Next fight, I just mentioned it before. Johnny Case, Tony Martin, interesting lightweight fight. New Sean, really close line here. What do you think?
Yeah, it's kind of got moved all over the place. Martin actually got hammered right off the start. He actually went all the way down to minus 210, which is kind of wild. And then it went way back up, and now it's pretty much settled where it opened at minus 135. Martin's such a weird fighter. Like he's good for however long he can last, and then when he gasses, then he is done.
Terrible.
Yeah, he goes from like a C to a D- after he gasses.
Maybe like a C+. Even.
Yeah, I think he might even be a little better in the first round.
Plus to a D, I'd say. I think that's fair.
Yeah, that dude bodies fuckers in the first round.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
Rashid Magomedov. He almost punished them. That would have been a hell of a win.
Yeah. Johnny Case, he had a really nice streak going. I mean, he didn't fight anybody amazing on his streak there. And then he lost to the Beebs, Jake Matthews. And I don't know, it's been a while. He's been out for almost a year and 3 months almost. I guess I'll take Tony Martin, but if he doesn't get him in the first round, he could be struggling to not get finished by Johnny Case.
Wes, you agreeing with Nushan? You think this could be a Tony Martin quick job?
Yeah, I kind of agree with a lot. Now, I wasn't going to touch take that chance on Martin getting him out of there quick and, not happening and gassing when he was minus 185, 200. But if he keeps coming down to closer to even money, I'm probably going to take a shot to see if Martin can get him out of there quick. Because if he doesn't, it's probably going to be the same thing that usually happens to him. But he did hang in there against Alex White. He looked pretty rough, but I'm going to bank on him getting him out of there early if he can get down to a little closer to even money.
So, Dougie, you like the Jits guy or you like Johnny Case?
I don't kind of also think of Johnny Case a little bit as a Jits guy, but I don't know. I think it's like a lot of people a couple weeks ago before he took that loss to Jake Matthews, which in hindsight's not a good loss. But this is going to be a good fight. I don't really have an opinion on the side, except that Johnny Case likes my Instagram posts sometimes, so I'm going to side with him.
I see what you're doing here. You know who likes to do that kind of thing, right?
It's a legit angle.
Canadians are very fond of that type of angle.
Yeah, or I feel like if I interview him, I would back him no matter what. Or if I ate lunch at the gym that they trained at all the time, I would back him on every play I ever posted ever, even if they weren't from the lab. But
yeah, that's definitely understandable. You definitely don't want to let your friends know you're betting against them.
Any fighter from Georgia, any fighter that's Armenian, these are just rules that I go by.
Yeah, and in this sport, there's a lot of rules. Yeah, a lot of betting angles for sure. I got both these guys a C minus. Like the rest of the guys here. I think this is a really tough fight to call because Tony Martin really is a one-round pony. He's like we've talked about a few of these guys before. They're really good for one round, and then they fade significantly. Kevin Casey's one example.
Hey, you watch. That's
How dare you?
That's the goddamn.
How dare I? Sorry.
How dare you?
Warley is another example.
Take it back.
I'm not taking it back. Heck no.
Tony the Pony. Jesus Christ.
Tony the Pony, one-round pony. Yeah, you got it. And if it goes beyond that first round, I think there's an opportunity Martin could take him to the ground and definitely set up. He's definitely shown an ability to do that against better grapplers than Johnny Case, or at least better submission grapplers than Johnny Case. But if it goes beyond that, it definitely is plays in the Johnny Case's advantage. I really wish this was a televised fight as opposed to Fight Pass because it really sets up well for live betting, and that's the way I would recommend betting this. If there was a live betting opportunity, it would wait for one round, then bet Johnny Case. I think that would be a pretty good formula for success. I don't know if anyone really has an opinion on the Jared Gordon-Mikel Quinones fight because I don't.
Nope.
We can pass it then. Okay.
Is Miguel Quinones the dude with the cool mustache?
Yes. Well, it depends what you define cool.
That's Jose Quinones.
That's Jose Quinones. Okay. Because I was going to say, don't bet that guy. But
that fucking stash, that is a no bet.
Oh, dude, I've seen that guy fight live once, and it was not good.
I forgot who it was again. It's probably somebody terrible.
It was in Hidalgo, so for sure it was someone terrible.
Oh, shit.
Hidalgo. Dude, bro. I was
rolling through Hidalgo.
Border town wars.
With no AC.
Hidalgo versus Reynosa. We didn't fare well.
Oh, shit.
Or as they say, Terry Bell. Next fight, first televised fight. Sean, you got to talk to me about this. Khabib's punching bag is a 4-1 favorite over something called Devin Powell.
Yeah,
what's going on here?
That's wild to me. You get a late notice fight against Khabib, just get absolutely smashed. You even get finished by Khabib. Yes, I said finished by Khabib. And then all of a sudden you're a minus 400 favorite. I mean, I know this Devin Powell guy isn't amazing, He lost to a guy from the lab, so I don't know how good he can be. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to sprinkle on old Devin Powell because minus 400 is just way too high. It's gonna be a small bet because I know Powell isn't that great, but here you shouldn't be minus 400.
Wes, do you want to throw your money away on Devin Powell too?
Look, but seriously, Horcher's a minus 400 favorite in a fight just because he stayed in there and got the shit beat out of him by Khabib for more than a round. Like, that's insane. Powell did fight that dude from the lab close that's like really, really good. And he lasted the first round and Close started gassing and was kind of going life and death with Powell in the third round. So if I had to make a bet here, it would be on Powell, and I'm probably going to take Powell and Talmaster. There's no way Horcher should be minus 400 here.
Dougie, I assume you don't care about this fight?
Yeah, but does anybody know if Daryl Horcher has a nickname? Because if he doesn't become the whore,
he's the saint.
He's the saint. Complete opposite of what you
think. He should be Daryl the Whore Horcher.
That's what he should be. But
dude, come on.
He
should just be like Daryl Horcher.
It's not bad, but he's going the reverse of that.
The saint.
Yeah, it's pretty weak.
I'm on Devin Powell.
Just because of that?
Just because of that.
Sure.
I like this. I like it. Dougie's going to find a place on this show. Yeah, we get it. I'll just give you two fights that Daryl Horcher's been in before. He lost to Felipe Nover in Bellator in 2013, just so you guys know. And he has a win over...
That's the Filipino Anderson Silva.
Right, exactly. So that's understandable then that he beat Alex Ricci, a former UFC fighter, in 2014. So,
and Rory McDonald's gay lover.
No,
that's Mike Ricci. God, fuck, I fucked that up.
But I mean, what if there was like a double action? I mean, I suppose.
I bet Alex Ricci's done something gay once. I bet.
I mean, would it surprise you if Horcher had, two Riccis? I mean.
Yeah, if he's going by the Saint, for sure he has.
Yeah, exactly. So, I got Horcher a D+, Powell a D-. Horcher way more capable on the feet than Powell. Powell, one thing he has going for him is he's got a pretty good gas tank and he'll continue to push. But he has zero power in his hands and his takedowns are nothing to behold. The only way I think Horcher loses is he totally gasses. I mean, who knows? But I don't see it happening. Horcher should win, but these guys are right, though. There's no real justification to be that big of a favorite with, no significant victories or, real high-level talent to make you a deserving favorite over another UFC fighter. So just keep that in mind if you're making a bet. Next fight, former title contender, or former champion, actually. Sorry, not even former
yourself,
title.
Jay. Come on.
Better check myself. I forgot. The Cookie Monster, Carla Esparza, a new Sean favorite, against everybody's favorite Eastern European, Marina Moroz. New Sean, are you going to do your usual bet on this one?
I laid it. I fucking laid it. I didn't even put in a parlay. I played the over 2.5. I got it at minus 245, and I fucking laid it. Because there is no way that this fight is going under. Carla Esparza this is going to be a boring ass fight. Carla Esparza is just going to lay on Moroz. It's not going to be good, and I don't think she's going to get caught. Esparza isn't fucking Calderwood. She's not having an abortion. She's not going to get armbarred.
That's speculation.
Yeah, fair enough.
Pure speculation.
Retracted.
Retract that.
But yeah, I expect Carla Esparza to get a pretty easy decision here. I might add even on Esparza by decision at minus 140. This is going to be a terrible fight, and I'm looking to get paid.
Wes, are you going to be joining New Sean on the over train?
He's 100% right. It's going to go exactly like Sean just said. And I parlayed it, though, at minus 245. Yeah, Esparza by boring-ass decision.
Dougie, are you going to make this a trifecta of overs?
No, I didn't actually play that, but it's probably a pretty good play. I think her straight is probably a pretty good play, too, to be 100% honest. Because I think it's about 250-ish, something.
Yep.
I think I should probably know that, huh?
It's actually 270 now. I moved up a little bit.
What's the over?
255. 255.
Yeah,
oh shit!
The over. Might as well just play the over or play Esparza by decision, maybe.
Minus 130.
But
that's probably the way to go.
Oh yeah,
or 140.
Yeah, that's a pretty good play.
She's really underrated. She's a good fighter. Getting your shit pushed in by Joanna is, pretty much the norm. So,
yeah.
We didn't know that at the time, but Esparza is pretty good. I don't think she wasn't the 105-pound champ, right? It was, Big Nose. What the fuck's her face? Penny, right? But I think Esparza could make 105 if they open that division up ever. And
because that's what we need, Dougie. We need another fucking women's division.
Yeah, but regardless of what we need or not, it seems like the new owners like the women's divisions, and they're opening up 25, and I bet they'll open up 105 because you get hot 100. There's a lot of good-looking 105-pound women out there.
Are there?
And yeah,
I don't know any. This is maybe in the California where the people actually are unhealthy.
Well, Karate Hottie's making 105 easy.
Yeah, Karate Hottie's a 105-pound fighter. So I'm just like the talent. I should more say the talent pool of lighter weight women is good at 105 pounds. So, but Esparza's good. She was a good wrestler. I think Morose isn't going to catch her in her armbar bullshit. So I just hold her down for 15 minutes and says something stupid on the mic afterwards.
Yeah, she's good at that. I agree.
I have a question that's unrelated to anything about any specific fight, but does anybody know the statistic of people asking for a bonus and getting it?
It's not good, Dougie. It might even be
it
over. Can't be, right?
It might even be over.
It's close to zero, right?
We should start tracking this. We should start tracking it.
That would be a good thing to track, I think.
You know what I know is at 0%? Of when fucking friends of fighters ask for bonuses for fighters on Twitter. I know that's at 0%.
Oh, shit.
God.
That is the truth.
That's never fucking happened, ever.
I'll make this one quick. Esparza B-, Marina Morose C. Esparza is going to be able to take Morose down. She doesn't have great takedown defense, and that's going to be enough here. Morose doesn't have the submission game, like Dougie said, to really give Esparza problems. She's a pretty adept fighter, especially on the ground. Esparza gets the win. Next fight, I think we got another odd line here. We got the Italian stallion, Marvin Vettori. I just made that nickname up, against Brazilian Vitor Miranda. Dushan, what are we doing here?
Fuck, man, this is another one that it seems like the line is just way too high. But man, does that loss by Miranda to Camozzi look bad in hindsight with how fucking terrible Camozzi has been? Yeesh.
Needs more leg kicks.
That's right. Gotta watch that. We're coming for you. But yeah, Vettori, maybe that's why people are betting up Vettori, because,
Miranda's 38 years old, man.
He's old, but he looked okay in his.
He's been 38 for 4 years now.
He's like Ronaldo.
Yeah, he's a Cuban Brazilian for sure,
or a Brazilian Cuban.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wasn't overly impressed by Vettori. I guess Miranda's not great either after losing to Camozzi, but that minus 400 is just a bit too high. I'm hoping one of these inflated lines loses so that I can cash on it. So I'll just put a small bet on Vitor Miranda.
Wes, are you going to be joining New Sean on the dog train?
I don't know if I can bet it, but I'll probably take Miranda and Top Master because, man, Verratti should not be a line like this. But, you know, losing to Shoeface isn't a bad loss in hindsight. You know, we know how good that guy is on the ground and stuff, but, man, that is a really bad loss to Chris Camozzi, man. And Miranda had, like Sean said, he looked decent leading up, you know, to that fight. But yeah, he's 39 now, probably pushing more like 45. Yeah, I can't bet him, but I'll probably take him in Tout Master because Verratti should not be minus 400 here.
Dougie?
I like that Wes started calling him Verratti. Just saying.
The Verratti eye?
And
Vittori.
And I just want to give a shout out. I want to take this time to give a shout out to Frank Miranda, who used to run that Italian fucking Venator. Venator.
Oh, yeah.
And that guy used to talk crazy shit on Twitter. I
best.
loved that guy. I missed that guy. He was good for MMA.
Bring back Venator.
And I think that this line's a little off. Honestly, I think it should be closer to like even money because I think this is just going to be a stand-up fight. And I'm not super certain that Vittori's going to like just walk through Vitor Miranda, but I have not played this. Last time I checked, it was plus 300-ish. I'll probably lay a little something on that just for action.
Yep.
I like it. Yeah. Where are my grades? I'm losing my mind here. Did I really not write them down?
Come on, Jay.
I may not have.
Oh, shit.
I figured out this is bad news.
In the next show, I'm going to be releasing my grades on everything also, because I feel like we need more grade talk on the MMA Analysis. So,
grade point system. It's going to be like a
GPA,
grade
baby.
I'm going to release it in metric so the Canadians can understand what's going on.
All right, Vittori C-, Miranda D+. I mean, I talked about it at the very beginning. Miranda's 38 years old. Not a good performance coming off against Chris Camozzi, and I think that's why the line has kind of moved, is because it's that whole fade the old guy after a really poor performance and just assume that's going to happen again. We've kind of seen it lately with, you know, some of these other fighters like Takanori Gomi on the last card, just guys that are just spent and basically fried out their careers. So I get that, but it is still a high price, and I get why people want to, you know, play the dog in this case. So I think this is a dog or pass. Next fight up, I believe this is the last fight on the prelims. Clay Guida, Eric Koch. Why are there so many enticing dogs on this card, Sean? Tell me, what is going on?
Yeah, I'm gonna lose some money on this card by just fucking throwing small bets on just a bunch of inflated lines. I've kind of already come to terms with it. This is another one. Eric Koch is just perpetually injured, and I mean, he last fought a year ago. I wouldn't be surprised if he's injured coming into this fight. It's a definite possibility. And I know Clay Guida has looked horrible in his last couple. I mean, he doesn't look horrible, but he's definitely got. I mean, he's got finished his last two fights. His record is not great, but this is another one where that line just seems way too high. And I know there's some respectable handicappers on Eric Koch, but they took it at a lot shorter lines. I'm gonna have to sprinkle on Guida to just do what he does and grind and grind and grind and not get caught. Wesley.
Yeah. I get not wanting to touch Eric Koch at minus 340, but I mean, if he is healthy here, and I'm banking on that he's healthy and ready to fight. I mean, he came off a 2-year layoff and a vicious knockout to Crookshank and looked fairly decent against Campbell. He's just the better guy here, I think. I mean, Guida's just, 35 pushing 50 in fight years. Hasn't looked like just downright horrible, but man, he got finished against Ortega, just trucked against Thiago. Koch really should win this fight, and I played him at minus 215. I could understand not wanting to touch him at minus 350 or some shit like that, but minus 215 against a guy I think is just on the other side of his career. I had to take that, and yeah, I'm banking on him being healthy and ready to go for sure, but I think he is. I think he finishes Guida in this fight.
Dougie?
I'm sorry, can you guys hold on 1 second? I'm ordering a pizza from Zachary's Chicago Pizza in Pleasantville. Can you hold on just 1 sec?
I thought it was
Hi, is this Jesse? Hi, Jesse. I'd like to order 2 barbecue chicken pizzas for pickup in Ventura, California. You don't deliver there.
Dougie, ask him for MMA advice. See if he's got a bet for the week.
Jesse, do you watch MMA? That's a hard no, guys. That's a hard no.
Are you serious?
That's a hard no.
Got some bad info.
I hung up on him. That's a hard no.
Oh, no.
Sorry. I'm not even getting a pizza from there anymore.
You got bad info, Dougie.
If I were you, I would not order pizza from Zachary's Pizza in Pleasant Hill. Just saying.
That's just
What was the question? What was the original question? I'm sorry.
Are you going to be doing something with Clay Guida in this fight? Do you think he beats Eric Koch?
You know, this line doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't think I'll bet it because I think at this point in my life, betting Clay Guida at any price probably not super wise. But also betting laying the vig on Eric Koch is probably not super wise either. So I'm going to probably take a pass on this one, but I don't know. I think this is probably closer to I could see Clay Guida holding this guy down for 15 minutes and it being terrible. Doesn't seem
unlikely.
It feels like that's the true 2 outcomes of this fight is a point fighting stand-up fight from Koch or Clay Guida getting in on this guy and being able to hold him down. And that's probably the over is probably a fair play in this.
I like it. I actually rate Clay Guida above Eric Koch. I got Guida a C+, Eric Koch a C. I mean, last I remember seeing Clay Guida, if I remember correctly, which is, questionable, was the Brian Ortega fight, and he was 20 seconds away from winning that fight.
Yep.
Won the first 2 rounds, and then took a knee out of nowhere, came from the sky, and got KO'd. I mean, the Thiago Tavares sub-loss before that was kind of a surprise. Just the way that played out, I think it was, it was just a weird kind of circumstance. This is a little different. Clay's always been trading with Team Alpha Male, so he's training with some quality fighters out there. I don't think he's donezo like some other guys are. That's for sure. And just based on, his kind of gas tank, he's a guy who could probably fight, a lot later, in age than, other fighters that are of class. Physically they're about the same. 70-inch reach for Guida, 71-inch for Koch. Koch
really?
It's really close. Koch only.
I would have figured Koch was way longer.
He has a 3-inch height advantage, though, but the reach is relatively similar. The striking stats are stunningly similar. Literally 2.25 strikes a minute for Guida, 2.32 for Koch. They both absorb. So
they don't count all the bullshit Clay throws when he's 4.5 feet away from you.
No, just a significant strike.
All that bullshit like air punches that he's. in now. Like
exactly,
right.
And it's still
cool,
that
fair.
close.
That's fair.
And it's
that's
still
good.
that.
That's good.
And it's still that close. And then the strikes absorbed are both a little less than 2.5 significant strikes, per minute. So it's really close. But where the big difference is, it comes in the takedowns. Clay averages over a takedown a round in his UFC career. Coke 80% takedown defense doesn't really go from not really much of an offensive wrestler himself. So, I mean, if you're looking at similar striking stats, a lot better at securing takedowns and knows what to do with them. I like it. I think Clay Guida's got a really good chance of winning this fight, and I haven't bet it yet, but I will. So, I'm going to take. I think of the kind of larger priced dogs on this card, this is the one that I personally want to take my shot at, because I don't think he's done like maybe Vitor Miranda is. I think there's more.
Shut your mouth.
0-1, Jay. 0-1.
I'm just saying, I think this is the one I'm going to take my shot on.
I'm going to parlay him now.
Hey, don't go there. Guys, we got other old fighters coming up. Start of the main card. You know what time it is, Wes. It is the return of Mr. Motivation, BJ Penn, and the Eastern European / German, Dennis Seaver. Conor McGregor's, real challenge to the throne. New Sean, I'll start with you. Are you ready for some motivation? Are you in on the BJ Penn?
Unfortunately, I think I am.
Oh no!
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Oh, here we go.
Oh my god.
Do you know BJ Penn's last win was in 2010 against
against
the guy?
Be like, you are aware it's 2017, 2007, right?
Against Matt Hughes.
7 years?
Shit.
Oh, you mean old
you think BJ could beat Matt Hughes in his current state?
I would probably have to take BJ Penn.
Oh, you mean sideswipe Hughes?
He beat John Fitch in 2011.
Oh, you mean Amtrak?
They
My
drew.
bad.
Oh yeah, that was the draw. Hughes. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I know how fucking bad BJ's looked. But honestly, if you look at who he's fought, they're elite fighters. Dennis Seaver is nowhere near any of the guys that he's fought. Dennis Seaver hasn't fought in 2 years. He hasn't fought since USADA. He could just come out as literally just a pile of skin and some man titties. I mean, that is a definite possibility. BJ Penn is training with Marinovich. So, I mean, I'm not putting big money on him. I'll probably just put like a half a unit on him, but I gotta do it, man. It's at plus 170, or he's like plus 200 at Bookmaker. I'm gonna have to put a small bet on old in shape, motivated Marinovich BJ Penn.
Wes, don't tell me you're gonna be doing the same. Don't tell me.
Look,
Wes, what are you doing?
All the points Sean made, and I think one of the the big one is, Seaver was
pile of skin and man.
He was juiced out of his mind, man, for so many years. Yeah, there's no telling what this guy's going to look like now. Off 2 years, he hasn't won a fight against Charles Rosa in almost 3 years. BJ Penn won this fight at 145. I like too, just because I know he is training for it. He's got to get in shape because he's got to make that weight. Seen a couple videos and he looks motivated.
Wow,
looks motivated.
We always see the videos every time.
He looks motivated, man.
Did you just claim motivated BJ Penn in 2017?
Motivated BJ Penn against a sack of shit and man titties. I'm taking plus 175 on BJ Penn.
Dougie, please tell me you're the voice of reason here. Please.
The voice of reason here is to fucking run from this. Run from the books on this. Just stay away and laugh at it. Like, what you need to do for this fight is get 1 ounce of really high, or 1 gram of really high quality weed and roll it into a joint.
I'm listening.
1 gram.
You have my attention.
Roll it into a joint and start smoking it when the bell starts. And by the time it ends, you'll be close to finished with it, and you'll be almost crying at how stupid this fight is. Because, like, think about the things that you guys said about this fight, about why you want to bet BJ, because Dennis Seaver hasn't fought in 2 years, and BJ hasn't won in 8 years. Like, this is going to be what, Jay?
Terrible?
Terrible. This is going to be fucking terrible. Like, this is the geriatric league right here.
Hell yeah.
Like, this is
what Vitor Belfort's calling for.
So this is the Bellator show after the Saturday night Bellator show?
No, this is Vitor Belfort's wet dream.
Yeah, like this belongs on the Bellator card. This is a Bellator fight. Like, if you saw this show up on the Bellator fight, you'd be like, yep.
I think you're
first
done.
round.
I can't even.
First round KO. BJ Penn, first round KO.
Like, I don't know how anybody else, like, do you guys project fights out more than a week from the fight card?
You can't.
Because I can't. There's so many fights now that I only pay attention to what's coming up on this Saturday.
Sunday.
Yeah, I have like
or what's coming up that weekend, right?
Other than one huge.
I had no idea this fight was happening until Monday, and was like, "Are you what? What the fuck is going on?" Like, BJ Penn is fighting Dennis Seaver in the UFC. Like, this isn't an LFC fucking main event. Like, what the fuck is going on?
It's chaos, Dougie. It's chaos.
This is nonsense.
Welcome to the new UFC.
Times.
This is what you get.
But
now.
this isn't even a main event. Like, okay, if this was fucking UFC Fight Night Hilo, I'd be like, okay.
BJ Penn is on the middle of a Sunday.
Then they threw Louis Smolka onto this to sub somebody. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, bro. They're throwing BJ Penn against a German in fucking Oklahoma City.
What kind of shit is going on here?
They're not even they're gonna be like, wait, there's a German fighting a Mexican? I don't even know what Champ USA for. This is a bunch of bullshit. Fuck this, I'm leaving. Okay.
I agree. Anyway.
I don't know who's gonna win, and I don't care.
That's
They both need to retire.
That's perfect. I got
like
Dennis
in
Seaver,
2015.
Yeah, Dennis Seaver C+, BJ Penn C-. Yeah,
like C grades.
C-. He still is. Well, yeah, you got a point here.
What?
I'm being very generous here. Okay,
these guys are almost geriatric.
Jay might have to downgrade on the spot.
Seaver can still rumble, and that's my
B
point.
plus D minus.
Let's see if
no argument.
Yeah, BJ Penn. He hasn't shown me anything to convince me that he's capable of winning a fight in this organization in this year. He hasn't won a fight in this decade, one fight this decade. I'm with Dougie. Don't bet this fight. I'll take Seaver though.
Boo.
Somebody could Dada 5,000.
I could see not betting, but I don't see how a stronger case could be made for Seaver winning this fight that you can't make for BJ Penn.
I disagree.
They're both terrible at this point.
One has actually looked somewhat competitive in the last 2 or 3 years. The other, yeah.
So you're talking about BJ, right?
One hasn't fought in 2 years.
One hasn't fought in 2 years.
Yeah. One got his head kicked off. Yes,
he's been paying reparations.
Let's move on from this nonsense.
Yeah, that was too much talk for that.
Let's move on to a guy that is a legitimate fighter. Timmy Means returning to the cage, facing another one of the Caribbean's guys on the special sauce. Alex Garcia. Nushan, what do you think?
I like Timmy Means here. I've never really thought much of Alex Garcia. He knocked out Mike Pyle, but I mean he hasn't looked great. He gasses after 7 minutes. And Tim Means, I mean, he did get bullied by Oliveira in the second fight, but that was just a weird fight. Like, I mean, everybody kind of expected Means to win there, and then all of a sudden he just got kind of dominated when Oliveira switched up his game plan. Tim Means is tough. I expect him to gut out a little bit of a shaky start, because Garcia's going to bring it early, and then Garcia's going to gas, and Means is going to do some hellacious things with his elbows, and probably finish Garcia in the second or early third.
All right, good call. Wes, are you on the Tim Means? Are you going to be betting Tim Means as well?
Yeah, I kind of see it going the same way. That last performance by Means does kind of, I don't know. It was weird, like Sean said. I just don't see Garcia having the size and strength to bother Means in that realm for the round of gas that he's going to have. And we all know, after that first 5 to 6 minutes, if Means can get through that, Garcia is going to be in a lot of trouble. We know Tim Means goes, all out for 15. So, yeah, I kind of see it going the same way. Means survives the first and possibly gets him out of there before the fight's over after he gets out. So, yeah, I like Means here. I parlayed him when he was closer to minus 200 or something like that. So, yeah, definitely on Timmy Means here.
Dougie, you betting Tim Means too?
Actually, I'm on the opposite here. I really like Alex Garcia. I'm just kidding. No, I really like Tim Means here. I just think Garcia's got a pretty limited game that hasn't evolved, and what he brings is a lot less than what Means saw in his last fight, and I think that Means is going to just punish this dude. And Alex Garcia is the type of guy that likes to quit, and Tim Means is the type of guy that makes people quit. And I think I'm not really sure if he can finish or he'll just take a dominant decision, but I just see in almost every aspect, aside from maybe the first, like Sean was saying, like 6 minutes, Garcia maybe gets a takedown in the first round and can hold him down, but I think I don't think he's good enough at holding him down to keep him down. And everywhere else, Tim has a decided advantage. I've been a big fan of this guy for a long time, so I have him parlayed in this card.
Yeah, I'm going to make it 4 for 4. I got Timmy Means a C+, Garcia a C-. Means really close to that B- line, but teetering still towards a C+. This fight really plays to his advantage. He's so much bigger in this fight than Alex Garcia. Even if Garcia takes him down early, he's not going to be able to sub Tim Means. Garcia is going to get tired because he's so top heavy, and Tim Means takes over this fight even in the second round, and he's vicious, with his combination striking. He's going to be able to take advantage of a much smaller opponent. I see Tim Means winning. Pretty good opportunity to do so by finish as well. And that's the first leg of our 5 dimes consensus bet of the week. Tim Means is the first leg of a 2-leg parlay. The second leg we'll announce later. Next fight up, only newcomer of the card, Dominic Reyes, light heavyweight, taking on Joaquim Christensen. New Sean, you see any of Dominic Reyes? You think he's going to beat this guy up?
Do I think he wins? Likely, but I still think that number is, he's should do when they're kind of trying to build themselves up, but the good records. He's doing what he's supposed to. He's knocking them out. It's tough for me to guess 400 in his, have their debut, and while I don't think Christian, this will pick Reyes to win, but I'm nerd.
Wes, you seen this guy at all? Do you have any thoughts on this one?
Yeah, just his LFA fight, and he looked good. It was just a quick finish, but everything that Sean said is true here. And Christensen he's really terrible, but man, minus 400 in a debut, coming off, beating some 8-6 dude on LFA. I just don't understand, any reasoning for laying that. He should win this fight. But man, minus 400 is crazy. I don't think I can sprinkle on Christian. That guy's just terrible, but, yeah, I'll pick Reyes. No bet for me.
Dougie, any opinion on this one? Have you seen Reyes fight?
I'm gonna have to take a hard fucking pass on this one.
Smart.
That's fair.
Smart.
Get back to your other, activities. Yeah, activities. That's fine.
Sir, I don't know what you're talking about.
That's perfectly fine as well.
How dare you?
I got Christensen a D, Reyes a D+. From what I've seen of Reyes, I think he's a pretty interesting prospect. 6'4", 78-inch reach. Really good athlete. Played college football, FCS though, in the Big South. Yeah.
Jay's breaking it out. He's getting deep.
Nice caveat.
This is why people.
Like,
yeah. So he was a two-time All-Conference player. He played in the defensive backfields. I believe free safety and strong safety, both positions.
At 6'4"?
Yeah, I don't know how that's possible, but yeah. But if you see his body, he's got he's super long. His arms are like an orangutan. And his movement, as you would expect.
Whoa, Jay.
At 6'4", he's long.
I don't know how PC that comment there was.
I wasn't making any statement like that. I'm just saying his arms are really long. Okay,
Jay.
Jay's out here throwing alternative facts and shit.
So if you see him fight, you'll see really good footwork. Just very athletic. Pretty good striker. He'll come forward.
Oh, he's athletic?
Pretty volume heavy. Really good leg kick. Left switch kick. His last two fights have been head kick KOs. Wes touched on the one from LFA. Also, I think he's pretty interesting. But Nushan is also correct. Faced relatively nobody. Haven't seen much of a ground game. Hasn't needed much of a ground game. And his head trainer is Joe Daddy Stevenson. So, not sure how much to really take from that. But I think he's a guy who's capable of winning a few fights in the UFC at a minimum, just based on athleticism alone. Only 27 years old. So he could be one to watch for, but we'll just see how adept he is from a defensive perspective when it comes to wrestling. I think that's going to be the real question mark as to what his ceiling is. But this is a fight I think he's going to win just because of a huge speed advantage over Christensen. He's going to struggle to get him to the mat, and Reyes is going to be able to light him up on the feet just by every time Christensen is going to come forward, Reyes is going to already be 3 steps ahead. So Reyes wins. If I play this, it's going to be a TKO prop. I'll wait to see what that is once that line's released. 3 fights left. Let's try to go through these a little quicker. As hard as I know that's hard, but let's try. Female fight. Everybody's favorite female, Felice Herrig, going up against a woman who never came close to what people thought she was going to be, Justine Kish. Nushan, is this another over you're playing?
I am not. I'm not confident that Kish doesn't get stopped here.
There.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe Kish just comes out and improves all of a sudden and lives up to a bit of the hype she had and can take out Herrig. I don't know. This one's a pass for me. I definitely understand when people took the opener on Herrig and basically Herrig anything at plus money. She is tough, and just Kish is not that good and nowhere near what she was expected to be. I'll pick Herrig, but no bet for me.
Wes.
I think Kish is pretty terrible, and I think Herring is finally kind of gotten her head in the game and gotten it a little bit right. Took out, the UFC's new it girl, in Grasso last time. That opener was stupid. So plus 140, I took some of that for sure.
Dougie, how is Kish going to stop Herrick's takedown attempts?
I have no idea. Hard pass. We'll go to the next fight.
Let's keep it going.
All right. Yeah.
I would assume Herrig wins because Kish, from anything I can recall, is garbage, but Herrig is too. But if you're betting this fight,
he's taking shots. He's taking shots at US.
I'm gonna be on the edge because I got
plus 140. I couldn't pass that up.
Yeah, I agree with Wes. I got Herrig a C, Kish a C minus. I think this is one of the best bets on the card. On all honesty, Kish really hasn't shown any ability to stop a takedown. She struggled against Ashley Yoder of all people in her last fight, and she also struggles mightily with her gas tank. It's a real struggle for her. I think she cuts a ton of weight to get to this weight, and I think she'd be much better suited for a potential 125 division. So she doesn't have to cut that much. Maybe she'd show some more potential there, but no gas tank, can't stop takedowns. Yeah, she's definitely has a pretty good striking skill set, but never is able to show it because she gets taken to the mat. Felice Herrig's perfect fight for that. Herrig, really good cardio, good takedown, good offensive wrestler for this division. And I think that's enough to get the job done against Justin Kish. So I'll bet the better wrestler all day over a gassy striker. I like it. I played it at minus 105, and I think Herrig should probably be, at least minus 150, minus 160. I think that would be a fair number, and you're getting about 50 cents right now on that. So I like Herrig. She's worth a bet. Co-main event, Timmy Bosch going up against the big rig, Johnny Hendricks, fighting in the state where he became a wrestling god. Nushan, how much do you like Johnny Hendricks in this fight?
A fair amount. This is like the perfect fight for happening in Oklahoma. Just a couple of fat boys trying to slang some leather. Tim Bosch is not
slanging
good.
Some meat.
That's right. Tim Bosch is not good. I mean, his big thing was being durable, and that has definitely got cracked lately. Hendricks, I mean, he really hasn't shown the power that he had before. Maybe that's just because of how drained he was at 170. He looked all right against Hector Lombard. He was a fucking dangerous fighter to fight against for 5 minutes or so. But yeah, I just think Hendricks with not having to cut anywhere near the amount of weight and just being in his hometown, I think he shows up and he might even put Bosch away.
Yeah, I agree. Wes, is this your best bet on the card? Are you max betting Johnny Hendricks here?
I don't know about max bet. I mean, we've seen how Johnny max betting on
max
a restaurant,
bet season, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
Johnny max bet on restaurants and shit, and those don't turn out well. So I like Hendricks here. I don't think we ever see Johnny Hendricks from 4 or 5 years ago, but like Sean said, I don't think we ever see that Boach anymore either. He was known for taking a beating and then outlasting a guy, out toughening. That's gone now. Hendricks ain't cutting all that weight anymore, so I like him here. I think he finishes Boach. He's going to catch. He doesn't have the power that he once did, but like Sean said, I think that was a little bit due to those just drastic weight cuts. So, yeah, Hendricks inside the distance for me. I'm not sure what that line is, and I also I parlayed him money line.
Dougie, you bet on Big Rig too?
I really, really like Big Rig in this fight. To me, this fight comes down to one really, really key thing here, and it is speed, and hand speed specifically. speed kills, and this is going to look a lot like Hendo knocking him out, where he's just on the inside catching a straight punch before Boch even gets a big, like, loopy right or some big fucking stupid head kick that, like, he telegraphs from his ankle. This is a speed kills thing where Hendricks is going to, like, they're gonna, like, clash and Boch is gonna fall over. At some point, some type of exchange like that is gonna happen. Boch doesn't have near the wrestling to do anything here. This has to stay standing because Hendricks is going to dictate it. And I don't, like, even with jabs and stuff, I think he's going to be like, jab, 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 bop, blap, and just get him. Like, I think Bosch's reactions to him are not even going to be close. You know, I have him just bet straight at this point because I'm just on a Mook local book that is fucking horse shit. But when Inside the Distance opens up, I'm going to take him, and right now I have him bet in a parlay.
Yeah. So
plus
my grades
187 on Inside the Distance.
My grades on this are Boch C+.
Yeah.
Beat Johnny Hendricks. I'm really going to save the breakdown because I think Dougie did a really good job of making up my points. Speed is the key here. Johnny Hendricks is much quicker. We saw it. And that's the difference. Simple as that. Obviously, the Oklahoma City thing has its, pull as well. I'm betting Johnny Hendricks too. Johnny Hendricks is the second leg of our 5 dimes consensus bet of the week. It is Johnny Hendricks and Timmy Means. And Nushan, what does that pay?
Plus 105.
So a little plus money on 2 really nice favorites on this card that have real tangible advantages here. So main event time. This isn't the first time they've been fighting because we saw them fight on a stage a couple months ago. Mikey Chiesa and the Motown Phenom, Kevin Lee. Big time fight. Sort of. Nushan, do you have any sort of clue who's going to win here?
I really don't. I don't really have good. I just don't have a good idea on either of these guys. I've lost money betting against or betting on Kevin Lee. I lost a shit ton when he got knocked out by Leonardo fucking Santos.
Oh God!
And
yeah,
then
that was terrible.
I lost money fading him against Mustafayev and Trinaldo, so I don't really have a good read on him. And then as for Chiesa, I lost money when I bet Dariush. I thought Dariush wouldn't be able to get subbed by Chiesa. So yeah, I just don't have good reads on either of these guys. I do think there is some value on fight doesn't go to the distance. I laid it again. I got like minus, what did I get? Minus 215. I think either Chiesa chokes him out in the second or third, or Kevin Lee catches Chiesa on the feet, and who knows, maybe even Chiesa or Lee can grab a sub or just pounds him out. But regardless, I think there's going to be a finish in this fight. As for a pick, I guess I'll go with Kevin Lee, but no clue.
So Wes, I heard you've been talking up the Motown Phenom, but the real question is, are you going to put your money where your mouth is?
Man, I'm kind of like Sean here with betting both of these guys. Like, I've kind of bet on Chiesa a couple of times just by like fandom because I really like the dude. The same as with fading him, though. I bet on Dariush in the same spot. Was wrong there. I do like that fight doesn't go distance. I think somebody definitely gets finished here. But I'm leading Kevin Lee here. I just think he's definitely the better athlete and everything here. And I think it's going to come down to a little bit though if his cardio holds up. And I think it does here. So I'm leaning Kevin Lee here. I just think he's a little bit better in the areas that Chiesa likes to go. So yeah, Kevin Lee for me, I'll probably bet him straight. I'm hoping the line comes down just a little bit more. I'd like to get some even money, but I think Sean's right on fight doesn't go distance, and probably look at Kevin Lee inside the distance as well. But yeah, I'm on Kevin Lee here. I think the dude's turned a corner and he's on the way up.
Dougie, are you going to be betting on Kevin Lee too, or do you have a different opinion on this?
I basically feel the same. I'm not going to be betting on Kevin Lee. I'm not going to be betting on Michael Chiesa unless there's some kind of crazy line movement that skews anything. So if like the Lord drops a bomb, then I will. But
bless us, Lord.
I'll just be fading him actually. But like this is a weird one to me because like, in my opinion, Kevin Lee probably wins this in most instances, but he's kind of Scoggins-y where he's like really ready to snatch victory from or whatever, you know, he's like ready to lose a fight like at any moment. And Michael Chiesa is really the type of guy that capitalizes on, you fuck up, I get your back, this fight is over. And I can really, in my head, I keep seeing like Kevin Lee dominating for 9 minutes and then taking him down at the end of the second round and fucking getting his back taken and choking out in fucking 25 seconds. Like, I can really see that in my head. So it feels like you would bet Lee and hedge with a fucking Chiesa by sub, because I don't think Chiesa wins any other way by sub, because I think if Chiesa for some reason is dominant and is getting top position, the fight's over and he's gonna sub Lee, because Lee's the type of guy that like looks for ways out of fights. But you know, in reality, we haven't actually seen Lee lose that many fights like that. He lost to like Sergio Moraes, who's a fucking like multiple time world champion, or whoever it was that he lost to. But like, I'd probably just stay away and enjoy the fight, unless I'm way wrong on what I just said. But I don't know. This is going to be a good fight, and dude got mad about his mom getting called out. And
don't say that word, Dougie. Don't say that fucking word.
You know, it's just like, dude, here's actually the like golden lining Dougie fucking thread from their encounter is, you get into a fist fight at a UFC press conference, you're getting main evented.
Yep, that's pretty much
do that.
That's
do
fair.
that. Go get yourself punched in the face. You fucking say that about my mom. Whap, punched in the face. Main event, done. Like that is a ticket to some cash.
Yep. That is a strategy.
Do that, fighters. Louis Smolka, you listening to this? You fucking next fight, you go get mad about your mom and get punched right in the face. You are main eventing a fight night card, brother. Do it.
Words to live by. I got both these guys at B-. This is an interesting fight. Both, I would say it's tough to call. The one thing I would say, though, is that despite Kevin Lee being the better athlete, I think Michael Chiesa is the much smarter fighter. He knows what his bread and butter is. He goes to it, and he's pretty successful when he does it. He's a guy that physically maybe shouldn't be as good as he is, but he finds ways to get wins, and Kevin Lee's definitely shown susceptible to being submitted before and losing fights that he probably shouldn't lose. Because on paper, I think Kevin Lee is better and maybe even has a higher ceiling, but I like the fight IQ of Chiesa. I think that could definitely play a part here. I wouldn't surprise me at all if Kevin Lee gives up his back in some stupid scramble and Chiesa subs him. So that's my pick. But the athleticism gap is definitely, definitely makes me worry. So for me, it's a no bet, but my thought is Chiesa by sub. All right, let's quickly go over everyone's favorite, retirement league event. They're having their first pay-per-view. I'll ask this one question off the top. Over under pay-per-view buys 60,000. New Sean, over or under?
Fuck.
60. 6-0.
I would say a little bit over. Like 65, 70 maybe.
West.
Yeah, they'll probably. I'd say somewhere maybe closer to about 100,000 or so. Didn't they do that before their last pay? I mean, this one's got their best names on it as far as names. Bandit HL, Fedor. I mean, yeah, maybe around 90,000, 100,000 best.
Dougie, what do you think?
Nope, I'm saying under for the glory, and the reason being is anybody that's really, really a fan of any of these guys is fucking going to New York for this, because that went to school with Bader's wife, like in college he dated Bader's wife and he's super cool with them now. He is literally flying to New York for this. So
or streaming it.
And there's a lot of streamers.
I'm saying anybody in Pennsylvania that was down with Davis is just going to New York. Anybody from Arizona is just going to New York, and it's going to be like 40.
It's pretty good.
I'm guessing
did Coker tell you
50
that?
or under. 50 or
How much is Coker paying you?
50 or under.
He's got the excuse ready to go if this thing fucking bombs.
50 or under. Yeah, we're ready. I'm ready. I'm going a hard under.
So of these preliminary fights, with the exception of the Davis Bader fight, which I guess we'll touch on separately, of the other 8 fights, do any of you guys have any bets on any of those, or should we just skip them entirely?
I mean, the only
I don't have any bets, but Pico is worth watching.
He's on the main card. Yeah, they put him on the pay-per-view, as they should.
Man, he got the pay-per-view.
I tell you,
it's me.
Ryan Couture.
What about Gallagher?
Ryan Couture's
he's on the prelims.
No, don't.
Black Gallagher?
Ryan Couture.
That's what I'm saying. He's a minus 600 favorite, and I never went wrong
against something called Haim Ghazali.
I don't care. He could be fucking ham and cheese. He's plus 400 against Ryan Couture.
Ham and Ghazali cheese, yeah.
There's a Gracie on there. There's a minus 900 Gracie.
I don't even know who that is, and I do a lot of jiu-jitsu.
He's minus 900.
Not super
Marcus
convinced.
Gracie, have some respect.
Hey, here's what I will say on that, is if the other guy has any wrestling and any stand-up, bet that dude.
I've never heard.
Gracie's after the mid-90s aren't that good.
Except for the one who's fighting and
Who?
What's his name?
The good young one.
Who?
What the fuck? How do I?
Yeah, Kron
Gracie.
Yeah, but
shit, that shit he put off at Risen, dude, was fucking some amazing
He did pull around with Cowboy.
All right, hold on. I get to drop some California MMA knowledge on this podcast then. Kron Gracie is in like the circle of friends that I know. And that dude gets real fucked up. So, I don't know how much money I'd be investing in that.
I've seen video of him getting
him and the Diaz bros, man.
Bro, yeah.
What is he doing with the Diaz brothers?
I have a buddy that works at Universal, and he's got... I met this guy that's a brown belt literally under Kron, and like, we're talking like hardcore ecstasy, like anything. Like
he doesn't party soft, he parties hard.
Bro, this guy parties hard. So
he parties 90.
Hyper talented.
He parties 97.
I don't really know how much he has invested in.
Ryzen.
I mean, if you look at Nick Diaz's if Nick Diaz's Snapchat feed is literally a 24/7 Las Vegas party.
Yep.
Yeah. Nick Diaz's Snapchat is unreal because all he's doing is partying in Vegas from now on. Like, that guy's not fighting again.
I like it.
He's living it.
Yep.
He got his money and he's going.
All right. Let's move on. Davis Bader. This can't be worse than the first time they fought, right? Right?
It could be.
Oh, jeez. How?
It's because it's 5 rounds. That's how it could.
Oh, no!
It's like 40% worse.
Yep.
Oh, no. Nushan, you're not betting on this, right?
No, I have no clue who's going to win. I'm not betting it over. I'm just steering clear. I don't know.
Very tiny on Phil, just for some action. I think he wins a boring decision.
Well, I like the action, so. Dougie, what are you doing with this?
I'm on Bader. For me, Bader, these guys wrestling will cancel each other out, and Bader has markedly improved striking-wise. I think this will end up as a boring-ass 25-minute striking match, and Bader will seriously outpoint him.
What is the over in this fight?
It's 4.5.
But what is
fuck that.
Yeah, I'm not laying juice.
It's 4.5 minus 160.
I just think Bader's a far better striker, and they're dead even wrestling. Like Phil may get him down, and Bader will get up after 45 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
And Bader may get him down, and Phil will get up after 45 seconds.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
I just think Bader's improved as a striker, in my opinion.
Yeah, he has for sure. Yeah,
Phil has not.
Not yet, at least. But if not now, then
when
dude's like in his fucking early 30s, he's not gonna like get it all of a sudden.
Is he really that old?
Yep.
Yeah, dude, he's been fucking fighting forever.
Yeah, it seems that way. So we got nothing. There's no Pico line.
Nope.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, it would have been minus 2,000.
So then the next part is actually the Bellator part that I want to see is the two title fights. Lima and Larkin, Chandler and Primus. Anyone making any bets there?
I know Wes is on Larkin, but I'm on Douglas Lima. When it hit plus 165, I had to put a small bet on him.
And what about the Chandler fight?
I got nothing on the Chandler fight. I mean, he's minus 750. I mean, I guess you play, if you're going to play anything, what are you going to play? The under? It's 3.5 at plus 130.
Yeah, it is. That is intriguing.
That's playable.
I think so.
And then, I mean, I guess more props will come out, but at this point, the under is kind of the only way you can go in that fight.
All right, Wes. So why do you like Larkin here?
I don't know. I just think he's a little bit more technical than Lima. I think Lima can get a little bit wild at times, and I think Larkin can catch him with something. It's a really close fight, though. I could understand taking the plus money here. I've never been huge on Douglas Lima. I think he's really good, but I think Larkin's been in there with some killers, man. I think he's just a little bit more technical than Lima, and it's going to be some really nice leg kicks in this fight. I think. I think it's probably the best fight on the card, actually, out of any of them. Well, definitely the top two fights. So, and then Chandler should win, man. But Primus is tough, dude. He's really tough. So, 3.5 rounds is a long time, though, man, to be in there with Michael Chandler. So that under does kind of look a little intriguing.
All right, Dougie, are you betting any of these two title fights?
I am not, and my thought process would be I have no tangible recollection of Brent Primus. So my inclination would be to bet Chandler inside the distance at some type of odd, but I wouldn't do it blindly. And then Lima Larkin is literally like one of the fucking most sweet ass fights you can make at 170 regardless of fucking any organization, in my opinion. Like, that's a fucking sweet fight. Like, that's a fucking really, really high level, fairly young guys fight that have had a fair amount of high level experience, and I really, really have absolutely no concept of what are the odds on this?
Larkin's a minus 175 favorite. Lima plus 155.
It would be really hard for me not to lay 155 on Lima. I have not done it. just because I have no fucking idea. Like, in reality, like, Liam could just, like, blast through this dude and take him down and fucking guillotine him from the mount, because he's probably a lot better on the mat, but, like, Larkin is a bitch. Like, Larkin, Larkin's a dog. So, this is just going to be a great fight. I have no real angle on this, but, like, if anything, to me, this is dog or pass. Not laid anything, I probably will not, but this is probably the most high-level fight of the whole weekend.
Yeah, you can make that case.
This or Chiesa Lee, but, like, if someone wants to argue Chiesa Lee, I will argue Lima Larkin. You know what I mean? And, like, you'd be like, eh. So, this is a fucking ridiculous fight. And this is what I hope Bellator does by putting Fedor and fucking what's-his-head and the other ones above this, is that people watch and see this and they're like, whoa. Like, hopefully Larkin gets a fucking spinning heel kick, head kick knockout, or like fucking Lima hits a flying triangle, or fucking front kick, head kicks this dude, or just, you know what I mean? Something devastating happens, so you're like, okay, I gotta tune back into Bellator for this guy. Because these guys are high level. Like, Bellator's 170-pound division is low-key like some shit.
Yes.
Yes.
Dr. Doug.
Sorry, I kept going on. My bad.
All good.
Of those two title fights, the only thing I look at is that under 3.5 in the Primus Chandler fight. That's definitely interesting, but I want to look at it more, so no bets for me there. All right, I'm going to lump the old-timers fights together. Mitrione, a minus 125 favorite over Fedor is plus 105. And then the main event, Chaels, minus 145 against Vanderlei, plus 125. Quick thoughts here, Nushan.
For the Fedor Mitrione fight, now that Mitrione's come back down to like minus 125, I'm going to have to play it small. His speed advantage is going to be crazy. And, I mean, Emelianenko just got the life beaten out of him by Maldonado last time out. That dude is not good. So yeah, I got to put a little bit of money on Meathead, even though he could do Meathead things and get caught. But his just hands are going to be too much for Fedor. As for the other fight, I don't have anything on it. I don't blame people for putting a little bit of money on Wanderlei, considering how much of a flake Chael is. At least Wanderlei is going to fight for your money.
Wes?
Yeah, I don't see how you could watch that last fight with Fedor and get this kind of price on a dude that's still a relatively decent fighter at a relatively decent age, and not put a little bit of money on it. I love Fedor as much as the next old school fan like myself, but he is totally fucking done, man, and getting beat within an inch of his life over in Russia against a 205er like he did was just, that's it, man. I gotta play, Mitrione, and yeah, give me plus money on Vanderlei, man, against a guy that's gonna fucking go down from the first tap to his jaw. Chael's a fucking quitter. He's not on that shit anymore. I think Vanderlei's gonna fucking be dripping fucking magma coming into this fight. Give me that crazy motherfucker at plus money.
Dougie, you going for the chaos, or you on the West train?
I'm really tempted now that Mitrione has come down, because I think it's one of those type of straight punches and speed kills, and Mitrione is like, for being a giant lumbering type dude, he was an NFL player, and he has crazy fast feet and crazy fast hands for a few minutes, and I just see like clash and Fedor just drops, because Fedor went to the death like to the death.
He was hurt like 7 times, dude.
With soft ass, weak ass punching Fabio Maldonado. And like Fabio Maldonado, his fucking weak ass, pillow punchy ass hit him. Maybe, like, I don't know the fight metric stats, and I don't care what they are, but he hit him maybe 469 times, like, something crazy like that. And if Mitrione hits that guy anywhere from 6 to 9 times, this fight is going, like, dunzo. And I think in the first couple, it could. And if he's near even money, it's really hard for me not to take him. I have not yet. I probably will eventually. I'm on a mook-ass local book, so they're probably having it like negative 135 still, so I don't want to do that yet. But, yeah, man. Fedor went to the death with a dude that has an overbite. Like, I mean, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Oh shit!
Those are my thoughts.
What about the main?
I don't know.
No.
No. All right, Jay.
Yeah.
We're talking about a quitter and a dude that had a facelift. No. No.
Yeah, I mean, that co-main event I personally can't touch because I could see Mitrione just lighting up Fedor on the feet, or he goes a minute, Fedor like somehow grabs a body part, and then they go to the
dives
ground.
Into a Peruvian necktie, like that's like an intricate fucking sub, dude. How did you dive into that? Like I just found a way.
Yeah, I know that.
Like,
He found the way. It's unbelievable. And that's what Matt does. He shits the bed in nearly every single big fight he's ever been in. And that's what you have to worry about with him. Regardless of athletic and physical advantages here, he's hard to trust your money. End of story. Main event, I think I'm siding with Vanderlei here. I haven't bet it, but one thing we've seen with Chael is that he is a quitter. First and foremost, that's what he does now. He's afraid to get hit, doesn't want to damage his face. And at least we know with Vanderlei, no matter what kind of physical condition he is in, no matter what he says, the guy's going to come out and fight. That's what Vanderlei does. It's the only thing he knows how to do. And if Chael gets hit with anything, he's going to quit. So I'll take Vanderlei by KO. I'll wait for the prop, though, for the KO, because I don't see it there's no way in hell that Vanderlei wins this fight. No way in hell he wins a decision. There is zero chance.
5.
Yeah.
Either guy wins.
It's only 3. It's Bellator. It could happen.
There's Vanderlei decision though? No way.
Oh, it's 3. Yeah, okay.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Vanderlei,
I don't think
Vanderlei
so
by
either.
finish is my bet. I'll look for the prop. Any other thoughts, gentlemen? Or I think we've covered way too many fights this week.
That was fun, man. It's good.
Yeah,
to have you on
I
here.
got one tiny quick one. Props to Andre Ward for winning by dick punches.
Yep.
Like that was some good ass
That's
shit.
fucking
That was a great fight.
classy as fuck.
He won by dick punches and fucking meta fucking fighting.
One of the
By any
all-time-
means necessary.
One of the all-time greats, but one of the dirtiest
Bro,
motherfuckers
did you
that's
get
ever been
penalized
around.
for dick punches? No. Legal strike.
Yep.
Win.
Respect.
I had
I've
money
been
on
preaching
him.
this forever.
I like it. Dick punches are a real thing.
Hey, people hate on John Jones. He's out here just fucking doing what they let you do. Fucking jab them up.
Effective
Yeah.
Effective strike. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Effective strike, warning. Won't do it again. Effective strike again, second warning. Won't do it again. Then you're good. Eye poke. Okay, we're good.
And then the fight's
Eye
over.
poke again, we're good. Like, we're like midway through the second round right now. And I have kicked you in the balls twice and eye poked each one of your eyes, bro. Like, I'm gonna grab the fence next.
Dudes take low blows, and I don't know why they don't walk right back out there and just fucking take a huge round kick right
Each
into a
foul
dude's
is
nut.
independent of itself, bro. They are not going to be like, I'm going to take a point because you eye poked him and then grab the fence. I will fucking sue the shit out of that state. Oh my god. You just gave me a point on a fight. Like, I didn't know I couldn't do that. You didn't warn me.
Love it. Love it.
Good shit.
And with that, to all a good night.